This is the story about courage and leadership of Othniel, the first judge of Israel who God used to deliver Israel from the king of Mesopotamia. In a small, sun-dappled courtyard, a young man named Othniel worked, his hands calloused from the endless toil. But his eyes held a different kind of fire. He listened to the hushed tales of his elders, stories of a time when their people were free, and a deep ache for that forgotten freedom stirred within him. The king's tax collectors were a constant, unwelcome presence. They moved through the villages like specters, their faces hard, their demands endless. The people watched them pass, their shoulders slumped, their spirits bowed under the weight of injustice. Othniel couldn't shake the feeling that something had to change. He sought out the solitude of a quiet hill, a place where the wind whispered through the tall grasses. He sat there, his gaze fixed on the distant horizon, and spoke a prayer not of anger, but of a quiet, desperate hope. As he prayed to God, a profound stillness settled around him. It was as if the air itself was listening. And then, a feeling of immense power, a surge of courage, flowed into him. It wasn't a roar, but a quiet, unshakable certainty. He knew, with every fiber of his being, that he had to be the one to stand up and fight for the people of Israel. He returned to his people, his steps firm and purposeful. He gathered them not in a public square, but in the shelter of a hidden grove. "We have been waiting for a hero," he said, his voice low but clear. "But we are the heroes we have been waiting for. The time has come to reclaim our story." The people, inspired by his quiet strength, began to prepare. They sharpened their tools, not as weapons of war, but as instruments of liberation. They were not a great army, but a community united by a single, powerful purpose. The battle was not a clash of armies, but a swift and decisive moment. The king of Mesopotamia's forces, bloated with arrogance, were unprepared for the quiet fury of a people fighting for their freedom. Othniel, at the front, was a beacon of courage, his faith a shield against their might. The king was defeated, and the shadow that had hung over the land for 8 long years was lifted. The sun broke through the clouds, and the land of Israel breathed a sigh of relief. Laughter, once forgotten, now filled the air, and the fields, once barren, began to bloom. Othniel, now a wise and gentle leader, became the first judge of Israel. For 40 years, the land knew peace, a peace born not of conquest, but of courage and faith in God. His story became a timeless tale, a reminder that the greatest heroes are often found in the quietest of hearts and that God can use anyone at any time and any place.